Hi, this is Louis Paul. It's the Colors of Prog, season 5, episode 22, the last episode this season. I'll be back in July with season 6. How do I figure these things out? I don't know. Anyway, I want to also take a moment to thank everyone for watching these things, and then I'm getting more comments on these YouTube videos on the Colors of Prague YouTube page, and something's good, something's working. If I see things like, oh, I have this, I need to check this one out. I don't have this one. Thanks for mentioning it. That's a good thing, and some like medium comments like, well, this isn't a great album, but this one's better. But so I'll get around to that one. So no, it's good to see that. Again, if anyone's an artist, as I mentioned in the last episode, I believe, you want me to review your music, just contact me. And that's that. This time I'll be talking about two selections by Bjorn Riis. If you're not familiar with him, you're familiar with the band he's in, Airbag. So before I discuss these two recordings, we should take a look back on the Norwegian band Airbag, and Bjorn is Norwegian. Airbag was founded in Oslo in 1994. Now, I mentioned some Airbag recordings in the past. There's a show planned where we'll discuss them all, but to give you an idea of what's going on here. So Airbag was founded in Oslo, Norway in 94, and they recorded a few demos of original material while playing as a Pink Floyd covers band. Yes, makes complete sense. They signed to the independent Norwegian label Charisma with a K in 2008 and re-recorded selections from their out-of-print self-released EPs to become their first album, Identity, released in 2009. So Airbag were originally led by guitarist and vocalist Bjorn Riis, vocalist Asli Tostrup, keyboard player Jørgen Higgen, bass player Anders Hovan, and on drums since 2010, Heinrich Fossum. They also released All Rights Removed in 2011, Greatest Show on Earth in 2013, Disconnected in 2016, A Day at the Beach in 2020, and in Lockdown, A Day in the Studio Unplugged in Oslo in 2021. The most recent album was The Century of the Self in 2024. So what did Airbag sound like? What does Airbag sound like? Like the better moments of David Gilmour's solo albums. Wish You Were Here Ever, Pink Floyd, and Post Final Cut, Pink Floyd, which are essentially the post Roger Waters years. They also have a slow, doom-laden ambient sound, similar but not like slowcore bands like Spiritualize, without the overwrought studio-laden embellishments. Airbag has also performed on the floating festival Cruise to the Edge a few times. Um, Also, Bjorn Riis, while working on Airbag music in his own recordings, also maintains a David Gilmour internet site called Gilmourish. True. Bjorn has guested on recordings by other artists, as well as he recorded 5 solo albums. So we're going to go to the first and the last. The first is 2014's Lullabies in a Car Crash. 6 songs and over 50 minutes of melancholic songs baked in a creamy pie of David Gilmour influenced atmospherics. Bjorn is assisted by Airbag band members. Uh, Now, it's a really good album. It's kind of more of the same of Airbag, but it's more personal for him. Now, flash forward to 2025's Fim Bolvinter. I'm sorry. with Errol Broter on keyboards from Pimlico and Caligula. This is 45 minutes of moody atmospheric soundscapes, with the first three tunes having a more harder edge than usual. Might mean that more Airbag material to come may be a little bit more tougher with a more of a bite. So yeah, they gotta kind of have a career of being so deeply influenced by the Wish You Were Here album and the Post Final Cut albums and the David Gilmour solo albums. And Bjorn does have a website where they talk all things Gilmour-ish, as I said, which apparently a lot of people know about, and I didn't until I just found out and finding information for the show. So yeah, Airbag and his solo recordings, if you're really into that sound and into that stuff and a big Floyd Gilmour fan, I would definitely check these two out. And the Airbags as well, the Airbag recordings. But as I said, these are more personal songs from Bjorn. So we'll get to that Airbag stuff in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.